There goes the fun.
Okay, if I can have everyone's attention, I would like to call the village board meeting for Tuesday, December 2nd to order, please. Deputy Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Orth?
Here.
Trustee Whitaker?
Here.
Trustee Fowler?
Here.
Trustee Gallen?
Here.
Trustee Yedis?
Here.
Trustee Elfman?
Here.
President Mendrick?
Here. Okay, first order of business is the village president's report. You're going to be surprised by how short it is tonight, but we had a couple of residents that talked about this at the committee the whole meeting, but I would really like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Public Works Department for their outstanding work over the weekend, plowing the roads and the sidewalks and keeping our residents safe. So on behalf of the board, I shared that with everyone in the department in an email, but I wanted to say it publicly here. So thank you, everybody, for your hard work. Next item is effective immediately. All commission meetings will be recorded and posted to the village website as soon as they are available. And we will proceed with any discussions about live streaming commission meetings as we go forward in the budgeting process in January, February, and March. Third thing is just a reminder that our first meeting of 2026 will be held on Tuesday, January 27th. So we will not be taking a vacation over the next several weeks, but we just will not be here together until January 27th, excuse me. And the last thing, I wanted to welcome our new fire chief, Alan Burkowski, who joins us most recently having retired from the village of Winnetka. So thank you so much for being here. Give us your elevator pitch in 30 seconds or less, and you have to speak into the microphone. You'll learn that about me soon. So,
Alan Burkowski, been in the fire service 40 plus years, 16 as chief, started in Chicago as a medic, Evanston 29 years, Winnetka 10 years. So I've been around a little bit. It's an honor to be here, and I'm really looking forward to working with the fire department and Village Hall and all our trustees, so, and of
Great.
course our village manager. So thank you very much for having me. I do appreciate it.
great. Alan, thank you so much for being here. Looking forward to working with you in the future. Okay, next order of business is public comment. At all of our public meetings, we open the floor to those who wish to address the village board. We ask per our rules that you limit your comments to no more than 3 minutes. If there was anyone present who would like to speak, please come to the microphone. Beverly.
Thank you. Beverly Smith, 772 Hap Road, Northfield, Illinois. As chair of the caucus, it's funny, people will say, how do you think the new board is doing? And there's some things I really like. I like the fact that sometimes we've come up here and asked questions and gotten a response right away, not thank you very much. Like President's message, it was a little brief tonight. People were saying that we would like to hear reports, the reports that have been eliminated for the departments.
They're included in the board packet. We just don't verbally give those reports, and the trustees are can ask questions about the reports during the course of the meeting if there's anything in there that they want to reference. But the written reports are in the board packets.
Okay, but I think people did want to hear it. I'm just passing this along. And so I thought to myself, well, how do you judge how a board is doing? And I guess in Northfield and other caucus communities, it would be, are they following the platform? So happy to say we had ad hoc committees, community engagement in our platform, and I'm happy about that, as is the whole caucus, the Hap Road Committee. But, and it does sound like you are considering in the budget, you are will be video streaming the recommending bodies.
That will be up to the trustees to decide, but yes,
At
we
least
will
it's
be
going to be
discussing it.
considered.
Yes.
But we had a big discussion about the minutes at our last caucus meeting. And not to take up too much time, I do have something I should probably give to the clerk. I brought in minutes from our sister villages and how they're doing it. We could understand having more summaries than details, but when somebody specifically made a point, it seems silly to put a trustee and not give that name if you're going to put the point that they made in the minutes. And so I did want to pass along, I just brought one copy, the clerk could probably get it to all of you, so you can briefly look at it. You don't have to take your time searching the internet like I did. And then the other thing I discovered is a lot of the other villages, and I talk mainly about our sister communities close by, it's much easier to navigate the website and find out when the meetings are. And so I did include the hot link. I talked about that a couple months ago. So I'll just pass out these materials. And then the caucus, we're constantly trying to improve what we do. And I know you recently had a retreat, and it brought to mind something, it was in the 90s when I was a trustee and went to a retreat in another village. And the thing I remember, the only thing I probably remember, is we had a quality control person who said, "You may think you're doing a great job, but I can tell you there's somebody out there that's doing your job 10 times better." And that left a lasting impression. So I'm never upset if someone tells me how I can improve something. So we're just doing this in the interest of the village. It is part of our charge as the caucus.
Okay,
So I
thank
hope you will consider, take another look at how we're doing our minutes and what the other villages are doing. And
Okay.
thank you, and I hope I didn't exceed 3 minutes.
Thank you, Beverly. Anyone else?
Kaya Rubenstein, 315 Linder, for the League of Women Voters of Winnetka, Northfield, Kenilworth. I'm making this announcement again at the village board meeting because there are more people here right now, and also I know different people might be watching the streaming or the recording later. We'd like to invite everybody to the League of Women Voters of Winnetka, Northfield, Kenilworth State of the Villages Holiday Tea, which will be Friday, December 12th at the Winnetka Congregational Church, 725 Pine Street, from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And we are very fortunate. Our village president, Tracy Mendrick, and our village manager, Patrick Brennan, will be presenting. So you'll have an opportunity to hear them, along with the other village managers, Kenilworth and Winnetka, and ask questions. And this year, we're very lucky to have both township supervisors, Gail Eisenberg from New Trier and Shiva Mosenzadah from Northfield. Plus, we take up our holiday collections. Please, if you come, bring a check or bring some cash and donate to the Angel Fund of New Trier Township or Northfield Township Food Pantry, or both. So I'm going to pass this around, and if you want to copy the information, you should RSVP because there's limited space, and we want to know how much food to bring. And we're filling up, so people are registering, so it's safety for everybody too. So thank you very much, and I'm going to pass this around again. And we hope to see you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
Sean Davern, 1633 Elder Lane. I just wanted to give an update to the board on the Edens Expressway situation along the frontage road between Willow and Winnetka. I've emailed the board on kind of keeping you up to date on what's been going on. IDOT has agreed to reevaluate the situation, reassess the situation, which is very promising. And by the way, I'm very grateful for the board's guidance on this. That's going to be happening over the next 12 weeks, they said. And in the meantime, I put together a petition for the neighborhood and the immediate area that I put out today, and 50 people have signed it since it went out this afternoon. So we're gaining support kind of right away, and I think there is kind of a need for this. Someone was killed last year. You guys, I'm sure, all know this, but a car came off the expressway, and I think people are just generally feeling unsafe in that area, along that stretch at least. And there's a park where our kids are, and so I think this is a real concern. Everything has died that used to be up, kind of keeping the frontage road, safe, I'd say trees and things along that, they're all gone. It's just a chain link fence. So it's pretty scary, and I'm really just hoping to kind of bring this to everybody's attention, to bring to the board's attention, which I know you know about it, but get it in the minutes here, and any advice or guidance that the board might have going forward for me, for the neighborhood, the people who are kind of behind this, please let me know. I think you all have my email, and let's just go from there. But I want to say thanks, too. I appreciate it. And if there are any questions for me, please let me know.
Sean, thank you for taking up the charge on this, because I know that a resident concern sometimes bears more weight than even a municipality reaching out to IDOT and others. So thank you for doing that. And another resident mentioned the petition in the committee of the whole meeting, so
Oh, good.
I'm glad you gave some clarity to that. So
Okay,
thank you.
good. Yeah,
Thank you
great.
very much.
And thank you again. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, anyone else?
Yes, Kaya Rubenstein, 315 Linder Avenue. The Friendship Circle of Illinois from Chabad of Illinois wants to invite everybody to our third annual Hanukkah celebration in Northfield. It's at Clarkson Park. It is going to be Thursday, December 18th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. There's going to be a menorah lighting, and we promise to get more than your hands in there, President Mendrick. Last time,
The candle was the important part, so.
yes, lighting the candle, and also you, Trustee Orts, to light a candle, and anybody else who is coming can light a candle. And we will have this year a Hanukkah Mania show by Randy, which is something new, but will be at Lustig Lodge, and they'll turn the heat on well in advance because you'll be cold from being outside. And we have music, latkes, chocolate gelt, dreidels, donuts, and the show. So we encourage everybody to bring their children and their families, and it's just a lot of fun. So I'm going to pass this around, and if you do come, do RSVP at fcil.org. And this is for people who weren't here before and people who aren't seeing this who weren't at the earlier meeting. Thank you.
Kaya, what time did you say the menorah lighting was?
It's starting at 5:30.
5:30. Thank you.
The whole thing is 5:30 to 6:30. You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? All right, moving on then to item number 4 on the agenda is the approval of bills and disbursements for October of 2025. May I have a motion to approve the bills and disbursements from October 1, 2025 through October 31, 2025?
Motion to approve the bills and disbursements.
And a second, please?
Second.
Okay, Patrick, any items you wish to point out tonight?
Yes, just a few. Several of these were highlighted on the packet. The one is on page 3 of the packet. It's a charge from Allied Universal for door locks and the amount of $27,000. This is actually work that was done partially last fiscal year, trying to upgrade our external door locks, electronic locks, but the work was not completed to our satisfaction. So this one's been hanging for a while. We refused to pay them until the work was done properly. Second was on page 7, Village Hall windows. Those windows are in. And for the first time in my employment during cold weather, we have an employee who was not wearing a jacket as she sat in the office. So huge success there. Thank you very much for letting us do that. And then on page 8 is a charge for $15,000 from Axon. Chief Hutensky was successful in getting grant funding for that. The new upgraded tasers for the police department are linked in with a body camera. So if a taser is unholstered, it actually activates a body camera if it wasn't already on. So it's really an upgrade for the officers to make sure it's one less thing for them to have to worry about while they're trying to de-escalate a difficult situation. Thank you.
Okay. Any comments or questions from the board?
I had just one quick question, maybe Patrick, that you could answer. Kathleen could probably do a better job, but.
Thank you.
Sorry. Can you clarify whether the volume of the escrow and bond refunds this month is typical? It seemed like it was quite high. And is this a surge in construction, or is it delayed payouts?
It is, there's a couple things there. We've made payments to bonds that we owe money, it's debt service, that normally hits at December 1st. And those hit twice a year. I think it's May-ish and then December 1. So you'll see some extra charges there. And then this is the time of year where people are trying to close out all their construction projects. So you'll typically see that cycle where we're refunding escrows pretty frequently.
Okay, thank you.
Well done.
And you did a great job.
Thank you. Kathleen's jealous.
Okay, any comments or questions from the public on this item? Okay, thank you. Moving on. Deputy Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Orth?
Yes.
Trustee Whitaker?
Yes.
Trustee Fowler?
Yes.
Trustee Gallen?
Yes.
Trustee Yedis?
Yes.
Trustee Elfman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. Okay, item number 5. This is the section, the omnibus vote of consent items. This is the section of our agenda where one vote is called to approve a number of items. Are there any items that a board member would like to have removed from the consent agenda for discussion? Nope. Hearing nothing further, will the deputy clerk please read the consent agenda items into the record?
There are 3 consent items. The first is the approval of the minutes from the regular and closed session meeting on October 28, 2025, the closed session on May 20th, 2025, and the closed session on December 3rd, 2024. The second item is the adoption of an ordinance concerning the 2025 tax levy, and the third is the approval of a resolution abating the 2025 property taxes for the 2015 general obligation refunding bond.
Okay, may I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda items?
Motion to approve consent agenda items?
Second.
Any comments or questions from the board? Okay, Deputy Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Orth?
Yes.
Trustee Whitaker?
Yes.
Trustee Fowler?
Yes.
Trustee Gallen?
Yes.
Trustee Yedis?
Yes.
Trustee Elfman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, item number 6 is an adoption of an ordinance amending Chapter 11 and Appendix D of the Village Code regarding commercial outdoor dining. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance as I just stated?
Motion to approve the ordinance as you stated.
Second.
Okay, Steve, can you walk us through this and give us a little background, please?
Absolutely. Part of the zoning code amendments made earlier this year were designed to encourage desirable commercial land uses, such as restaurants. As part of those amendments, we made, for instance, changed the designation of full-service restaurants like the Hap Inn from a special use to a permitted use. So that eliminated the need for a new restaurant to come into town, wanting to come into town from going through a hearing process. And during those, and that change and other changes and allowing for other uses to come in more easily were made, again, earlier this year as part of those amendments. During that discussion, it came up about, the question was asked, well, what about outdoor dining? It's currently a special use, and shouldn't we encourage that? It adds to the vitality of our village center. That's been proven in our experience, and shouldn't we, make that a permitted use? The staff suggested that we put that off while we developed, in lieu of requiring a special use, where you might put conditions on a particular outdoor dining establishment, in lieu of those types of controls that we still want to have to set some parameters around that type of activity. yet still encourage it, we suggested that we develop some standards, a licensing process with standards, as opposed to going through a public hearing process that might take months. We would have people, they could apply and just provide us the information, be provided the standards, and then be subject to an annual licensing renewal, so that if we ran into problems in the future, the village president could actually deny a license or take away a license for that activity. So, so staff has subsequently developed a set of standards, or recommending a set of standards for your consideration, and then and simultaneously making the outdoor dining a permitted use. So when you have an ordinance before you that does all of that, I'm happy to answer any questions, or if you want me to walk through those standards, I'd be happy to. But they're pretty straightforward. We researched what our surrounding towns were doing. We didn't really want to be more onerous than they are. And we think we developed a set of standards that protects neighbors' interests, the community's interests, public safety, and such.
Okay. Any comments or questions from the board?
Just a couple clarifying ones. One, the live entertainment side of it says approved by village board, so that would be just a one-time approval, and then that facility would be able to use, it's not every time they're doing live entertainment.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Because otherwise we'd be having a lot of, it'd be like every Friday or every Tuesday we'd be having something. And then the other one I have is the $50 annual fee. Just more out of curiosity, would it take a change in the ordinance to change that fee in the future?
Yeah, our fees are established in the village code. They're codified, so yeah.
So we would have to do an ordinance to change it in the future. Okay, that's all I had.
We'd bring that fee ordinance change. When we adopt the budget, we normally take a look at the fee ordinance and make any recommended adjustments at that time.
Yeah, so in theory, it could be added to almost like a list of all the fees and whether they change.
It's exactly the way they are, yes.
Cool. Haven't been part of the budget process.
Just wait.
Steve, I'm glad to see us doing this. It's been long overdue to get this cleaned up. You know, there's a lot of these different things that we're working on cleaning up, so I'm glad to see that this is something that we've done, especially with the special use and the outdoor dining. So thank you for your work on this.
Okay. Any comments from the public on this issue? All right. Deputy Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Orth?
Yes.
Trustee Whitaker?
Yes.
Trustee Fowler?
Yes.
Trustee Gallen?
Yes.
Trustee Yedis?
Yes.
Trustee Elfman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great. Okay. Item number 7, our trustee reports. I'm not sure if I started from the left or the right. Does anybody remember last?
Started left last time.
Thank you. I knew you guys would know. Okay, Trustee Yedis, you're up. What do you have to tell us tonight?
All right, I've got a couple things to report. One is the HAP Road Committee met, sort of branched off into 2 groups. Ed is on one group, I'm on the other. I'm on the business side of it, and Pam and I and several others are reaching out to the business residents via a village email. We'll send an email out and a survey soliciting some feedback from them, and then offering an opportunity to meet for further discussion. So excited about that. Ed can maybe talk about what they're doing for the resident.
Yeah, right, we're having a call tomorrow to start working out the details of everything we're gonna be sending out to everybody. We want to have residents, please fill out surveys if we send them to you, so we can make sure we're doing going forward in the right way on the HAP Road side, so.
Sounds good.
I don't mean to put you both on the spot, but do you have any sense of, are you in the middle? Are you towards the end? Will there
That's-
be a report coming before?
That's a great question. We had hoped
Budgeting?
that we would wrap up within 6 months, as we were charged, but it looks like we're going to have to push out till about March, and we're hoping to get our recommendation in before the final budgeting cycle.
Okay, great.
Andrew, when's the next meeting?
I don't think it's been established quite yet. Well, we have 2 different meetings. There's a residential group that's meeting, and then the business group is meeting to kind of further their plots.
We do have it's December 16th, I think. Didn't you just send around
Oh, is that, okay.
December
Yeah.
16th.
for the HAP Road Committee? December
All right.
16th. Okay.
And then just some brief school news here. Sunset Ridge was just ranked in the U.S. News rankings of best public middle schools. They were ranked number 10, but we know it's much better than that in the state of Illinois. At both schools, at Sunset Ridge and Middle Fork, they had their fall assessments that indicated continued improvement in social emotional learning skills across the district, so that's very positive. At Sunset Ridge, they have their fall concert. They have their Veterans Day assemblies were successfully held. Basketball has started, and the new Science Fair Club was launched. At Middle Fork, they held their turkey trot, which they'd been doing, and they have winter concerts coming up and an opportunity for kids to join some clubs. At New Trier, there were 5 new course offerings, basically internships and opportunities for teaching internships at the school to work with feeder schools, and then increasing offerings for AP courses. The other push was the approval of the calendars for the next 2 years, and then they're pausing the changing of non-AP science classes to a single period and holding that off for another year. And then I reported a few months ago that they had broken away from True North, but they've renegotiated and reworked their contract with True North to provide services for students in the special needs department and those needing extra support. And that's it.
Thank you. Trustee Fowler.
Planning and zoning, nothing to report other than partially what we heard at Committee of the Whole. So hopefully have more to come soon.
Thank you. Trustee Whitaker.
Was not here for the Park District meeting, and I talked with the new fire chief tonight, and we're going to get together and talk about Red Center in the future.
I think the Park District only most close-in announcement is tomorrow night is the tree lighting starting at 5:30 at Clarkson Park, like 5:30 to 7:30 with activities. Okay. Trustee Orth.
Avoca, the next meeting is December 11th. The last meeting, there's nothing really new to report from them. The Winnetka Park District meetings are always long and interesting, as I discussed with our lawyer, who's one of his partners is also the lawyer for the Winnetka Park District. December 4th, Thursday, there's a special budget meeting, which I'll be attending. And as far as the Centennial, our next meeting is December 10th. There are a lot of things happening. We're working on a lot of different angles and reaching out, and there'll be more to follow. And I think it's going to be a fantastic celebration. Again, to remind everyone, that's August 22nd at Clarkson Park. And then we've got Melissa, who's very, very smart and kind to offer, and we've worked with her that before our meetings, we're doing kind of a scrolling roll of some of the history of Northfield before the meetings. And if there's time between the Committee of the Whole and the budget and the board meetings, we're putting some stuff on the board for that for people to see. So, yeah, everything's going really well. So thank you.
We've also taken that Centennial history story on the road, too. We gave a presentation to one of the garden clubs. So if anyone wants a more in-depth story of Northfield, we're happy to share that. Mary Rhodes and Charlie are available, and as am I. So we had fun doing that with the garden club, and it sort of devolved into talking about what used to be where. So it was a fun discussion of where was the bowling alley, where was this, where was that. So we really enjoyed that. So, okay, Trustee Gallen.
The November Northwest Municipal Conference meeting, there was a lot of discussion on the recent transit legislation, particularly the provision that prohibits municipalities from enforcing parking minimums on new developments within a certain distance from public transportation. So the conference is going to put out a statement or a letter kind of just having a position on that. I'll keep you posted. The library is putting together a communication plan and team for the new construction on the Northfield Library part of it. You might have seen some of it on social media. I think there's going to be more to come.
Trustee Elfman.
It was a big month at Zoning Board of Appeals. We had 2 things come up. So one was a variance, and then the other was 1386 Winnetka Road, which is, they've run into a couple things to slow down their process of finishing that house. Some of you might be aware that's the larger property right east of the Edens, and that, it's been in architectural magazines, all kinds of stuff. It's a very neat property, but it has had some delays based on just materials and other things that they've run into. You know, a very complex property. And then Stephanie Stefanik was on her first ZBA meeting, so that was nice to see that board filled out again. So
Great.
That's all I got.
Great.
Tracy, if everyone, December 8th, Monday, the Architectural Board will be meeting. There's a couple items on the agenda. Steve will be here for that, so.
All right. Department reports. Does anybody have anything related to what was in the packet that they want to talk about? Do any of our department heads have anything else they'd like to say? We ask our fire chief to give us his history. Chief Hutensky, anything?
No, thank you, President Mentor.
Gave you a chance. Steve Gutierrez, you've had plenty of time. Melissa, Holly, anything you want to talk about tonight? Okay. Village manager, anything you'd like to add?
Just one thing. As you look at, in the board packet under the finance report is really a detailed history, if you will, of last year and this year's revenues and expenses. You may have noticed as you look at the report, our revenues are behind by about $2.1 million. I hate to say it's okay when I'm talking about $2.1 million, but it is truly as a result of Cook County and the delayed billing of property taxes. Almost all of that shortfall, if you will, is related to the fact that we haven't received many payments at all of property taxes. So we believe with the timing of the billing, we should be back where we need to be, and right now expenditures and revenues are looking to be about within target.
Okay,
That's all I have.
great. Mr. Village Attorney, anything you'd like to add?
Nothing tonight, President Mentor. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anything else for the good of the cause? Sure, go ahead. Okay.
I know I'm out of order. Kathy Estabrook, 1620 Mount Pleasant. I'm almost positive that when they reconfigured Eden's Expressway by extending that off-ramp going eastbound, that part of the plan was to have a barrier wall because that entrance or that exit, however, exit was so long. So I think maybe if we look back, that was probably promised to us way back then.
It probably
a
was
thought.
because the exit was brought,
Pardon
the
me?
ramp was brought closer to the edge of the road.
Right.
So, and they said when an exit or part of the roadway is within so many feet of the right-of-way and of the fence and of another road, they were supposed to try to do something. I remember that from a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
They were supposed to do something. There was some, and I think, whether it's state finances or they overlooked it or they forgot about it, but when they added that ramp, they made it much longer to make it safer, but they brought it that much closer, to the
I'm almost-
frontage road.
I agree. I'm almost positive. I know I'm old, but
Well, let's, Patrick, can I ask you guys to staff to just see if you can delve into that a little bit to help our neighbors? I appreciate that. Nothing? Okay. All right. In that case, may I have a motion?
That I'm going to.
Okay.
I just want to thank everybody as the board on a great year, as I see it. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you all next year.
Or tomorrow
Thank
night.
you to all the residents.
Okay. He did steal my thunder. And with that, may I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion to adjourn the board meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Happy holidays, everybody. Happy New Year, and we will see you on January 27th.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
Right. Always end things on a